a way of MNS should do, educating public, bring public together and try to voice out together to understand the issues, and at the same time we save our environment, we save our nature. I urge all the branches should do the same thing, and then we can do either through webinar like this, and then we have many other ways to do it, writing and produce a book, seminar and so on. So, today, Bhuti asked me to speak on river. Of course, within the limited time, we cannot speak all about rivers from the upstream to the river mouth, right? But that is the river. I think everybody know rivers already. But before that, I would like to introduce a bit about MNS. And then Bhuti had mentioned just now, call for more members, but we need more members to support MNS, to voice together, as I said earlier, about the environmental issues, about nature conservation, which is a very crucial now in Malaysia. Malaysian Nature Society started before 1940s. If you remember Taman Negara, late 1930s, and that's where MNS involved. And then we participate, I mean, all the early people promote. Then finally we have Taman Negara. And then from there, in 1940, we register and we publish Malayan Nature Journal, Volume 1. And as you see now, MNS is born together with the journal, which is very academic. The members are highly dedicated. They went to the field, they observe, they note, they write, and then they publish. The article they publish can be shared all over the world. Can you imagine if anybody for the young people who want to write a thesis about MNJ, I think you are welcome, because there are many you need to write. Just doing research on the journal, what work have been done and what we have published in the journal. So this is MNS. Our vision is for Malaysia natural heritage, enrich biodiversity to be effectively protected, managed, and conserved. Sometimes we talk about protection, but we forgot to talk about conservation. And sometimes we talk about conservation, but we don't manage well. So in order to do this, we need to have a skill and knowledge personnel to manage, because all nature heritage is benefit all of us. Recently, after COVID-19, people talk about nature is a solution. So we are actually, we started earlier to say that nature can solve our problem. Our mission is to promote the conservation of Malaysian natural heritage, what we are doing today. What Bhuti has organized this hero talk. We call good people, active people, researchers to talk about their experience, their knowledge, and share with us. All right. Our motto is know nature, value nature, and act for nature. So we must know about nature. We must have some knowledge. That's why our members are very active. In fact, today, Saturday, I can see many groups went to the field and then observe, especially now, many are observing migratory shorebird. You can see many people in the coastal area are observing shorebirds and today. MNS have 14 branches, nearly 500 KPA school. If you are in school, please introduce one school each to become a KPA school. I always say, if we have 500 schools, one school about 1,000 getting our message, we can have 500,000 people receiving our message today. If they talk to their mother and the father, we will get 1.5 million. That's how effective is MNS reaching the public. So I need your support. We need more members. We expected 5,000 members last year. I cannot get it. And I hope this year we will get 5,000. We aim to have more than 10,000, then MNS will be strong. Right? We have many activities. You can visit MNS website. www.mns.my. I think I've written somewhere to missing. We have many activities. We have many volunteers together with us, some short-term, some are long-term, and we have foreign volunteers also, right? We have activities for students, and now we have more online activities. We are fighting for conservation together with other NGOs also. Now we are focusing on Hutan Simpan Kuala Langat Utara. Everybody should join this, and this is not a Selangor issue, but actually it's a world issue. We are now also moving for Hulu Muda towards the state parks, right? And many other things. Be aware of our our quarterly MNJ and MN, Mention Naturalist. So please subscribe them and become a member. You will get it, right? So thank you for that short information on the MNS. I hope you support Wuti to become a member of MNS for those who are not yet a member. For those who are a member, please invite one or two friends to join as a member. Okay,
Prof,
now we
Prof, may I interrupt? Prof? Could you go to full screen? Go to full screen, please. Your PowerPoint.
Oh, sorry. All right.
Okay.
Now we are talking about what is the function of the river, why we need to save river, and what are the importance of the river. I cannot touch all, but I will touch a bit, maybe more on the current issue of pollution. Right, we have many rivers in Malaysia. This is recorded. You can get it from internet. Malaysia has 189 river basin. Actually, maybe more if we explore more. 89 in Peninsula, 78 in Sabah and 22 in Sarawak. We have the longest river in Sabah, and then there are two main rivers in Perak and Pahang. And then there are important rivers flowing to Strait of Malacca because they bring a lot of nutrient, a lot of pollutant and so on to the Strait of Malacca. And also there are main rivers flowing to South China Sea. So of course, all the rivers originated from our highlands, usually at the middle of the peninsula or parts of Borneo. So rivers are very important. Number one, source of water. So we dam the rivers, we want to get the water. The water can be used for irrigation. The water can be used for our drinking, for agriculture, transportation. Some areas still use in Sabah and Sarawak, still use river as a mode of transport. And some in Peninsula, we are working for hydroelectric. And of course, rivers also is one of the places that now become a main or a major attraction in ecotourism and recreation. Recently, we have a problem with Sungai Gong because of the industry, and then Sungai Semenyih because of activity of agriculture or secondary activity. This is where we need the voice of the public to report, to mention, to tell something, so that when people living near the river can close monitoring what is happening. Sometimes the government officer alone, you don't have enough time to go. You see, our activities or report about the rivers usually when we have the problem, right? We need to change our attitude toward the river. River is not a place where we throw rubbish. The place where we throw our waste, our activities, our domestic activities, all the effluent direct discharge to the river. Now we have many systems through IWK, for example, in the Water Consortium. We try to manage the effluents from domestic and industrial, so that they don't go direct to the river to make sure our river clean. But we need to push hard so that the river is well managed, the river is well maintained and keep clean. Why MNS is very concerned about river? Because we are concerned about life. We are concerned about biodiversity. We are concerned about animals. So, but if we just talk about animals, we just talk about um, fireflies, for example, nobody will listen unless we create this into potential of jobs, creation of jobs, incomes and so on, at least for the local people. That's why when we work with river, we talk about fireflies, we talk about tourism, we talk about fish, and then Wuti mentioned about prawn, udang-gala, and this is where we need to publicize. But in order to do this, we need knowledge, right? We need knowledge, not just release prawn, but we don't keep the environment clean. We don't make sure the water quality is suitable for the prawn, right? What are the issues that we are still fighting is, we need to know about the status of our river near place. Look at our river near to our house. You will see, especially after the rainy season, a lot of rubbish. And government have to put, the authority have to put the trap to collect rubbish. And this is cost, why we need to pay money for something that we can reduce, we can save, or we can manage, right? So we need to take action immediately. MNS, through education program, we educate the school children, we educate the public so that they understand, and we hope the members or those who are following our program will support this idea and voice together. So it is our responsibility, and everybody must take action. Recently, in last Sunday of September, the whole world celebrating World River Day. And of course, MNS and members of MNS are celebrating too. But we cannot say, or we cannot celebrate just as for ceremonial, but actually is to give us education, awareness, and then we continue it again until next year we celebrate World River Day. So our responsibility, our action should be continue, right? This is, I put here from the, I think the STAR list, the most polluted river in Peninsular Malaysia. This is not the first time. There are many times were reported, same river have the same problem, but what are the actions that we are taken? So this is the issue. Everybody have to voice out. I mean, there are so many ways. I list down later. The media is very important that we need to work together. Okay. What's next? Oh. Why cannot move? Putih? Why my slide cannot move? Hello, Putih. Yeah.
Maybe
okay.
You can move now.
Okay, now it's okay. See, for example, in 2012, it was reported by DOE. This is all data, but anyway, we should say something somewhere. 34 rivers were categorized being polluted. The rivers are classified in class. What I want to tell you now is the river was well monitored by DOE and classified them into class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5. Class 1 is clean, where we cannot get unless we go to the forest, right? And then and they also listed that the main source of pollutant is because of construction. Of course, Malaysia is very active developed, and then land clearing, logging, and so on. A lot of earthwork, and this causes suspended solid is high. That's why you can see our river like tertarik, right? And then the BOD, where ammonia and mostly from agro-based industry, livestock farming, and so on. And then agriculture activity. And beside that, what we are concerned since 1980s, late 80s, we are talking a lot about heavy metals, you know? But how far we are taking advantage on our knowledge to stop or reduce the heavy metal pollution. Of course, if we measure heavy metal pollution in the coastal area and the river mouth, is still low, but this is heavy metal have been said as like a time bomb. You know, we don't know when it will create a high level like cadmium. When you look at your battery, we use a battery a lot. I used to make an observation in school. If we have 1,000 students, 1 week they have 2 batteries. You can see 2,000 AAA batteries in a week. Where do they throw that solid metal from that battery? So this is a question that we need to ask, and how to discipline ourselves so that we can control this pollutant, not go to the river system. The classification of the river, they did it based on this formula or guide. They measure this ammonical nitrogen, biological oxygen demand, chemical oxygen demand, dissolved oxygen, pH, and total suspended solid. And there are many more other criteria like grease and so on. So this is the guideline, but this is mainly for the technical people. What we in layman just understand the color, the smell, and some dangerous chemical that we need to see. Oil is supposed to be zero in the water, but we still have a lot of oils, right? So when they classify the river, class 1, of course, for water supply, it's supposed to be water supply, but we cannot get this class 1 water. That's why our cost of processing water is high, and then sometimes we need to close, like what happened in Selangor recently, when Sungai Gong polluted, and then Sungai Semenyih or Batang Benar was polluted. So the pusat rawatan air, the treatment water have to stop for a while, and people don't have water, for a short period. We don't want this to happen every time. You know, in Selangor, how many times happening every year? So how to solve this problem? We need to be together, keep our river clean, right? So in class 2A, 2B is acceptable. We can use for recreation, fisheries, and so on. But most of the river may be in class 3, right? In class 4 and 5, we cannot use it. So this is for the guideline. But for me, everybody have to make sure we got a class 1 water. It's easy. Number one, we must know why the water quality changes. They must have some input, either the surface or effluents from the industry or domestic. We don't throw rubbish. We don't release untreated water to the river system. We must have the infrastructure to stop from effluent go straight to the river system, right? So why do we need to protect our rivers? We need to protect water. We need to protect rivers because of our water. I put a picture here actually to highlight on Ulu Muda. Ulu Muda is a main water supply to 3 states, Kedah, Perlis, and Pulau Pinang. You see 96% of water for Kedah is from Ulu Muda, 80% from Ulu Muda is for 80% of requirement or water needs in Penang are from Ulu Muda. And then you can see Kedah supply 40% of rice for Malaysia. That's how urgent it is. We need to look at water shortage or water supply or sustainability of water from Ulu Muda. Right? This is for food security. And Penang, they enjoy the industries development and then shipping, aeroplane up in airport and ports, all need water from Ulu Muda. So we need to help Kedah don't disturb Ulu Muda, no more development in Ulu Muda, protect Ulu Muda, but we need to pay, or maybe Penang and Perlis and Lada and federal government, we need to voice out, not the issues of Kedah, but the issue of Malaysia as a whole. You know, if Malaysia got the income from Penang, from top semiconductor industry,
Yeah, Prof just went offline. I think he got disconnected. Just hold on, please.
Okay. Right. Some disturbance just now.
Okay. We are talking about Ulu Muda, so I need to share your screen again, Prof.
Oh, now you cannot see. Why?
Once you got to cut off, you got to share screen again. Oh, hold on. I need to make you the.
Okay.
Here, sir.
Yes, I'll do it now.
Okay.
No? Now?
Coming up. Yes, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Right. We need to say something. I repeat it again. This is very important. Why MNS is very important. Why MNS educating public from the young school children to the adult. We need to say something. All of us have to say something about to save our river. Right? We have a program, say for example, together with GEC. We have a program on educating people understanding river. We have the program with Coca-Cola. I hope the school children and the teachers understand why we are doing this, not just for competition, but actually for educating, you know, to educate the public, understand and support what MNS mission to make sure our environment, nature are well conserved. So with the new media, internet, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp and everything, we can say something, save our river and love our river. So I hope through Buti activities for Negeri Sembilan and Malacca, we should be together. And I always mention to all branches, every branch look at one area. Say for example, Negeri Sembilan Malacca, very concerned about Dingi River and Rembau, and we have Sungai Timun as a place for to start about crocodile, about ecotourism, about water quality, we planting the trees, fireflies, and so on. We focus that. I think 3 to 5 years we'll see something, but we need support from the public. And I also understand that river Dingi, people want to develop the coastal area and how far it will disturb the environment of the upper stream, right? We have to look at technically, or if we don't have the expertise, we can ask other people. So I think that's all for the short period to highlight you about the. Thank you very much. But you got me?
Yes, Prof. Prof, can you hear me? Hi, Prof, you there? Hi, Prof. Can you hear me? Still online, right? Hi, you all can still hear me, right? Lenping, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Still can
Yes.
hear you, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so we thank Prof for his talk. I think he's having some internet problem. So let me try to get Prof back online. Any questions, kindly key into the chat box.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Prof, are you back?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's wrong?
No,
John.
we just couldn't hear you. Okay, now it's Q&A time. Harris, you have some questions? Okay, and also it's a time for quiz as well. So I will put in the quiz into the chat box. And while we're doing the quiz, then Prof can take the questions. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, the link for the quiz is there.
I don't know if I can be heard. Can I be heard?
Yes, you go ahead, please. Who's that on the line?
It's Dominic O'Sullivan here.
Oh, Dominic. Dominic, long time.
Dominic, go ahead.
How are you?
You have a question?
It's interesting that in the very recent past, we've had the situation where pollution materials have been dumped in one of the rivers, and not for the first time, apparently, by the company concerned, 1.2 million people are suddenly deprived of water. I understand that the company on the first occasion was fined 60,000 ringgit, but for acts of either gross negligence or deliberate acts of pollution, I would consider that to be a very serious situation. But I'd just like to ask Prof what he thinks is a reasonable step to be taken by the authorities to actually prevent such things happening again, because I don't think another 60,000 ringgit is going to do it.
Very good question. Many people ask me about this question. I give very fundamental ideas to them. Number one, state government, the local authority must revisit all the location, factories, industries, and then they must consider the buffer zone and then the effluents, so that how they release the effluent, and they must have the good monitoring system. With the new technology, they should have a proper technology system. I think they came up with the ideas, but I don't know when they're going to interagencies to be a monitoring for this problem. Number one. Number two, they must go back to rules and regulation. Really enough for the problem they were created. So I need the public support. If public, when you go to court, if you fail to charge them because you don't understand the effect of chemical release to the environment, not just stopping the water supply, but about the social effect and the environmental effect, and the most. Okay, thank you.
Simply as such might cost a certain amount and enable us to demonstrate, well, water coming from the water treatment plant is now back to the standard that's required. What it doesn't measure is the effect of that pollutant moving organisms in that river, potentially killing all the fish, removing all the fresh water weeds, oxygenating weeds, and so on. And that can have a devastating effect for months.
Yeah. I need to apply with the data, otherwise, okay. I saw Prof. Jalal here.
Prof, I have a question. I'm now member already MNS, but still I have some question for you.
Prof.
Can
Jalal
I
from Kuantan.
Yeah, Prof. Assalamualaikum. Yeah, Prof, I just want to know what is your next plan? I mean, next 5 years, because you can see the decreasing the trends of pollution is increasing also last few years. So what's the MNS planning for this one in terms of strategic planning from MNS for increase the biodiversity in river life? Thank you, Prof. Oh, have you heard my question? Have you heard my question, Prof? Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, I just want to know, Prof, what's your plan? Because this is the year of River of Life. So actually we are university, we are doing activities, but in terms of increase of biodiversity, because it's reducing, even though COVID do something, but still reducing. But what's your plan MNS can do in the long run in terms of community activities towards the all areas, all societies? Thank you.
No, even the Prime Minister can solve this problem. MNS is doing a lot of education campaign, right? That's why I mentioned to you we have 14 branches, and then you are in the university, we have KPAUs. We have to see, we have webinar because of COVID is pushing us to use this technology. It's free, you know, and some system are free to use. So we can, the only thing, we don't have enough volunteers to support and organize. And many are waiting someone to organize. I have it every day. Webinar yesterday, but like the national, and before we. So this is what if lecturers, universities, or professors, university with MNS, you can help the student. But if you cannot do it, you can ask the HQ to assist how to do it, because we do it regularly at many levels. School level, the teachers level, we have nearly 500 schools, as I mentioned. Imagine we have 500 teachers who involved with us. If these 500 really mobilize the MNS mission, I think the whole nation will get the message clearly. But you cannot be just a follower. MNS members is the volunteer and willing to work and bring people together to meet our mission. So, Prof. Jalal, I will go to Kuantan again to talk to the student on the issues of environmental issues and nature conservation soon.
Sure,
Thank
Prof.
you for your interest.
Thank you, Prof.
I saw someone, Christina, you want to ask a question or? I saw your hands up. Right. No, sometimes you can give your opinion, your experience, and what you need help to do at your locality. Because I cannot answer all the questions, sometimes involve the authority and very difficult. Say, for example, we are looking at Kuala Langat Utara, Kuala Langat North, for reserve also is quite tough. Need to bring all NGOs together. The same thing, we don't know yet what will happen in Malacca and Negeri Sembilan. Anybody talking about development in Pangkalan Bala area, for example, that might disturb the migration of turtles when they come for nesting. So we need to look forward when they put the proposal. There are conflict of proposal now. When business people, they want to talk about tourism, for example, they want to build the hotel, chalets. They don't look at the impact on the environment and the nature. So this is what we need to educate them. One must be very quick and proactive. See, river, for example, I thought many years why they want to have a factory near the class 1 river, which is impossible to maintain if the water quality, if you put potential polluted river factory to this area, right? The reason is very simple. It's close to human activities, close to plantation and so on. So, but we need to have a system, a technology to solve that. And the voice of members is very important to make a public or an authority listen. Yes, I heard someone.
Prof Harris here.
Yeah, Haris.
Yeah, Prof, there is a question from one of our listeners here. The question is, what is the most dangerous pollutant to our river?
At the moment, I read through just now. Where is it? Chat. At the moment, I can say is suspended solid, because you know what. And then, for example, beside logging and land clearing, is sand mining, right? The small particles is dangerous to marine, aquatic organism, and then the sedimentation create a problem for benthic organism, and then will disturb the whole food chain. And this is when we are concerned about wildlife, when we are concerned about nature. Beside that is the chemical pollution that we cannot see. Illegal dumping, someone mentioned just now. What we experience with Kim, for example, we will never get back some species that lost because of that chemical pollution. The chemical pollution actually we can manage, but if we have the system right and the monitoring system. But the land pollution, sand mining, if they do it at the upstream, the impact will be right to the river mouth. So this is how long-term impact that we can see. We can do it, but we need to understand the river system, the biology and the ecology of the system, the river, and then we manage the activities. Otherwise, we destroy the whole ecosystem.
Okay, Prof, there's another question. What can we do to move industries and factories away from the rivers, riverbanks, and so on?
We have to read the back rule and regulation. How many meters we
requirement, right?
Yeah, we need to have that. And if we cannot do it now, it's too late already. We have to have the system. Don't discharge the effluent right to the river. And the treatment pond, if they have, they must have the good system, right? And the authority have to look into it. Number one, do we have the knowledge to look into it? Is our consultant for the company really understand about the design and then the climates of our country? You see, all kind of things needs to work together, and that is which department that involved with this thing must understand and must enforce the rules and regulation. So that's what we are lacking. For me, I can see that we are lacking in that. I visited many, for example, MNS is very concerned about now in many IBA, important bird areas. For example, in the coastal areas. We know that mudflat is very important. The effluence, the sedimentation, everything go to the mudflat, go to the sea. Then during tide, they come back to mudflat and cause effect on the benthic organism, which is food for migratory bird, for example. But at the same time, they cut the tree, they cut the mangrove, they have the shrimp pond, and then you know the operating or how to operate shrimp pond. They release chemical to the coastal area, and this create or in fact this benthic organism, right? So this kind of understanding we need to apply to the river system also, right? As I mentioned just now, if they put say factory near the class 1 river, so of course we will destroy the river system, right? If they don't have the proper planning in logging, no good management system, they will destroy the quality of river water. That's why Malaysia actually have the system. We have to give the certificate to the logging activities. You know, if they got the certificate, then they can log. But in order to get the certificate, they have to follow the rules and regulation. Now, I'm thinking of having the certificate to the ecosystem. If the ecosystem is not well protected, well managed, you cannot log, right? You cannot get the whatever product, forest product. So we have to fight, but we need to fight to get the information. The professors, Prof. Jalal, need to do research to come up with the guideline, the data, how to apply this idea to the government so that government will follow. This is how to help a government to protect the ecosystem and nature overall. Otherwise, we're just talking and then shouting, and we lose every time. When government want to cut the forest for the development, the demand for B40, the poor people to get money, and then we lost. You see, when we talk about River Malacca, Sungai Malacca for tourism, at one time closed because the water is smelly and dark. You know what happened now? So nobody tried to come up with a good solution so that it don't repeat it again. Yeah, Aris?
Okay, Prof, there's another question. Just now in your slides, there were some rivers which were marked as dead rivers. Is there any opportunity for these rivers to be revived?
Which river?
There were some rivers marked as dead rivers in your presentation.
If you read, I like to give this example because I have some experience involving with Thames Water Authority and East Anglia Water Authority in England. So this is their experience with a bad history, right? For many years ago. And now their system of improvement, you will see they took a long time because at that time the technology is different, right? But now we can do it quickly, right? With the knowledge and the technology. And they can bring up the river now very clean. So why not? We follow them, and then I think we have many professors in water quality and environment and so on. We can come forward. MNS are always welcome to collaborate with us to look at which river we tackle, which river, and we do it. I give you an example. I used to propose in Selangor, we got 5 rivers, important rivers. So one river, one university. Say Langat to the University Kebangsaan, Kelang go to University Malaya, for example, University Selangor go to Sungai Bernam. And then one day we can get support from public, we can get support from industry, we can get support from many agencies to support this public demand for high quality river, ataupun we bring back to river class 1 or class 2. So this is, if we want, we can do it. If we don't want, we keep polluting the river, right? I used to propose Sungai Petani, for example. Why Sungai Petani? When we are talking about merbuk, about mangrove and merbuk, about the aquaculture and merbuk, you don't talk about Sungai Petani that release pollutant to the merbuk system. So this is something that we need to understand. We go back to the basic. And this is where MNF is very important. We have members, and members are talking about through their basic knowledge. Members are talking through their observation, and we have structure. And then the message will go to into the structure, the branch, and then the branch will talk to the HQ, and then we coordinate it. We try to solve the problem. So this is the structure that we have. If we learn and we want to work together. If not, I cannot help, because I can give you an example. The good thing about MNS is doing now, maybe you didn't realize, because you like to watch birds. The birders are contributing a lot to MNS mission. As I mentioned about coastal area just now, is a result of members, our birders, giving opinion, ideas. Then we can bring it forward so that the government look into it. And certain local authority already respond to that. I give you an example in Sungai Buloh in Selangor. And government are thinking how to solve that problem now. But we need experts to help, how to support the government intention to clean the river. You know, Sungai Buloh, one of the picture that I show is very dirty. Right? One of the reason why, because the influence from the human activities, right, discharge to the river, and then the river, the water flow go to the river mouth, and at the river mouth there, you have tourism spot, you have blood cockle, kerang, and you have the very good place for birds. Now they are coming for bird watching, very good place. So if the river is contaminated, you create a problem for many people, you know. So government have to do something quickly. And the voice come from our birders, right? So this is the quality of MNS that I'm very happy to see. I hope Buti can lead Negeri Sembilan and Malacca group also for the issues in Malacca and Negeri Sembilan. And I know the listeners or the participant of this talk are from all over the country, and we should respond the same thing. Yeah, Haris.
Okay, Prof, we have one last question. Are we able to use bioindicators for indirect measurement of water quality?
Yeah, who's asking me? Haris.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, I thought Buti, because if Buti, I can ask him about Mekong, about Tonle Sap. You know how Tonle Sap using water quality indicator for water quality. And in fact, the season, you know, of course, bioindicator is well known in the river system. There is one established in UK. They have a biological whatever, I can't remember, working committee party. They use insects. They know insect who can live only in class 1 water with high dissolved oxygen, and then when the low quality, low dissolved oxygen, the insect cannot survive. This one a good indicator. And then we also work with copy pod and nematode ratio to see the when the water quality change, its ratio of the benthic organism change also, and then we can use that indicator. That is when we look at the benthic organism. This benthic organism is very important indicator, because they are very sensitive. They stay at the bottom of the river. If any changes of the bottom of the river or river bank, then we can see immediately and very quick. But we need more people to understand that. Say, for example, someone, I think not many people, 1 or 2 are working on dragonfly. How dragonfly can show the changes of water quality. And then when you go to a certain area, when you see that damsel fly, for example, you can see, wow, this must be class 1. So this is how a bioindicator is very important. It's a very good question, Aris. I hope we need to educate all members to understand this bioindicator.
I believe these bioindicators will also assist citizen scientists in helping MNS.
Yeah, no, actually members of MNS in the citizen science. You know why? I mentioned earlier, MNS members go to the field, they note, they observe, they note, and they write. Sometimes they don't write. They have a meeting every week. They give talk. What I've seen, what I saw, what is my recommendation, what I want to ask, you know. And then the data, the information are gathered and go to the expert. Say, for example, that's why we have, I try to make more members in the universities now, so that these people can help in the citizen science program. Because members of MNS come from different background. Many background, they are professional, but they don't know much about biology, nature, but they like it, you know. But if we need other people, the expert in nature, expert in biodiversity, we can share knowledge. And this members of MNS are professional, many are professional. They go back very quick, they understand. And then these people can help others in the area. I mean, the activists of MNS. That's why citizen science is very important. So,
all right, Prof. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I'm in Negeri Sembilan, Prof.
Okay.
I'm in Woody here.
Oh yeah, we meet one day and try to make more citizen science in Negeri Sembilan. This is government project also, citizen science, but we cannot wait for them to go down to the ground, and we need to help. And I understand they also recognize MNS is one of the agency that can help the government on citizen science.
Right, Prof. Sounds good.
Right,
Thank you,
sounds
Budi.
good.
Thank you, Harris.
Okay, Budi, back to you.
Okay, Budi, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Harris. Thank you, Prof. Wonderful talk. And just to wrap it up, so basically, we need all of you to spread the word, to be part of our citizen science group. So the MNS structure is there. We have 14 branches. So basically, whatever you see on the ground, you can feed back to the various branches wherever you're staying. And then we will be able to channel that into the right government department, for example. All right. So do join us. Okay, so now for the prizes, we have this tapir keychain, okay, the soft toy, soft felt, and then we have 2 straws. So these are the keychain is handmade by our volunteers, our MNS members, and the bamboo straws are made by the Orang Asli in Rompin, Negeri Sembilan. Okay, so these are the 2 prizes for the winners. So we have the winners already. I just share the screen for you. Drum rolls, please. So congratulations to Lu Fuyi, to Karina, and to Mitrayan. Okay, so these are our 3 winners. Well done. 16 out of 16. In fact, we have about 6 or 7 people who managed to get 16 out of 16, but we only have 3 prizes to give away. So thank you all. We had 27 participants, and about 7 got full marks. Thank you very much for participating. And the winners, we will contact you for your address, and then we will either ship it to you or we'll hand over to you the prizes. So again, thanks for joining the quiz. Thank you, Prof, for your insights. And the takeaway message is basically be part of our citizen science, be part of MNS, then we can do more together, all right? So the talk for next week, 2 weeks later on the 24th, we are going to be talking about the mangroves in Sungai Linggi by the Forestry Department of Malacca. Okay, so until then, thank you, Prof, again. And thank you to all our participants on this forum, on this platform. And Harris and Lenping, thanks for also helping to look out on this program. So until next time, Prof, see you. And to all participants again, bye-bye. Take care.